So for those who don't know, Dodge's one-piece drive shafts aren't really all the best. Sorry. For those who don't know, Dodge's two-piece drive shafts have been notorious for having issues, especially carrier bearings. All I did was throw some airbags back here to help out with some for towing and whatnot, and it lifted the back end up just a little bit, threw that carrier bearing out of balance, and I've had nothing but issues with replacing carrier bearings. I know you can add a little shim to the bottom of the carrier bearing, which I've done before, just to kind of drop that bearing down a little bit. Still, like, doesn't seem that it's doing all that great. So today, swapping out a one piece. I thought this was going to be a kind of a tough video because I thought there were some extra steps we had to do. Come to find out, from the one-piece drive shaft that I bought from Texas Specialty Drive Shafts, this thing is going to be plug and play. So, all right, so ignore the sniffling. It's cold out here. I don't know what the temp is right now, but it's a little nippy, if you know what I mean. So y'all Moose has got about 200,000 miles on her. I've been through about 4 carrier bearings, I think, on this thing. Some people get luck with them. They've never replaced one. Unfortunately, I've gone through a couple of them. Do some hard towing and just kind of sometimes just messing around playing with the pickup. So carrier bearing has been nothing but my worst enemy, creating a crazy bad vibration, and I'm tired of it. So ordered the drive shaft. It was right around $1,000, $1,100 I think, after it was shipped and all that. And so I'm excited to throw this thing in. A lot of people say that they're really weak, they aren't great for towing, but I've heard amazing reviews in it. So we're gonna drop the old one out, put the new one in. We're gonna go for a test drive and see how it is. Oh, I would say I had extremely bad vibration between 75 and 80 miles an hour in this thing. I mean, you can't get on the throttle without it just, I mean, the whole truck feels like it's shaking real bad. And then additional, my takeoff, since this truck has 342 gears and taking off with like my toy hauler behind it, it definitely had a big vibration right at the beginning taking off there. So we're gonna swap this bad boy out. All right, step one, we gotta crawl down here in the dirt and the rocks when it's cold. I'm sorry, I don't have the luxury of owning a piece of nice heated driveway. Okay, so down here, I mean, drive shaft, super simple. You got a couple carrier bearing bolts. You have to drop those. I think they're like a 14, 15 mil, it looks like. That's a slip yoke, so that'll slide right out. And then we have just a couple, looks like 14, 15 millimeter bolts. Let me double check here. I do have a socket one with me. There's a 14. Then you get lucky. Now it looks like it is a 15. Of course, it's one I didn't grab. Let's get it. Truck's already in neutral. It's already blocked up for the tires, so it's gonna be super simple. But I do want to show you guys. Let's crawl right here for a second. Set you on my chest. Hopefully you can see that. Hopefully you can see this. This thing has got so much play. It is insane. Like I said, this is like carrier bearing number 4. And so time to swap it out. All right. Simple as that. Some 15 millimeter bolts down there. You gotta do the carrier bearing. Drop it down, give you a little bit of wiggle room. You can do that either way. You could loosen these up if you got enough room and then drop the carrier bearing. Myself, I drop the carrier bearing, I just let it lay on my stomach, and then I undo those 4 bolts in the back there. So we have our one piece here, which I will say I'm extremely happy how well packaged this thing was, just from the drive shaft company from shipping. They did a great job. So now comes a big test. Let's make sure this thing fits. Let's make sure my measurements were all correct. Let's hope for the best. All right, we're in there. Not too hard, it's pretty simple. I'll be honest, besides being awkward, you know, to throw a drive shaft in, lay it on your chest, kind of sit in place, it's the hardest part about it. I mean, it's really just a couple bolts. Everything goes right in, real smooth, worked out flawlessly. So check this out. There is our brand new one-piece drive shaft. Next step is, man, it's cold. Next step is taking this thing for a spin, and then we're gonna see if she's got any more vibration. All right. So I'll tell you, it's night and day difference. I have no stuttering, kind of that weird vibration you feel coming out of the back, especially on takeoffs, because takeoffs is one of the worst. And then I never really did have a lot of issues at 55 and 60 miles an hour, but right around that, like 70 to 75 is where my worst vibration was. And I'd say it's reduced at least by 80%. I still have a slight vibration there, and it could be because I have my sled deck on the back of here too. But overall, it's greatly reduced. I mean, it's definitely put upable. We just were hitting the highway all day yesterday, and we were getting the crap shook out of us. And today, it's nothing. Smooth sailing, and everything's gone good. So, One Piece Mod, highly recommend it. Like I said, it was roughly $1,100. Purchase it. It's worth the money.